Immigration dominates debate here in Washington, but on the ground at the southern border, things are shifting. Crossings have dropped to a historic low. So why are migrants still crossing, and what happens when they do? In 2024, U.S. Border Patrol recorded more than 2.1 million encounters. That's down from the year before, but still among the highest totals in decades. At the same time, the immigrant population inside the U.S. is shrinking, down by more than 1 million people in just 6 months of 2025. Yet close to 25 million immigrants are now naturalized U.S. citizens, about 7% of the total population, according to migration policy. To explain the legal side here in Washington, we spoke with attorney Mina Hawk.
For immigrants who come through various categories, there are immigrants who come under the family-based petition. There are immigrants who come for employment-based petitions. So those are the most common. And then there are people who are special immigrants who went through some war-torn countries or United States have some type of agreements to protect them.
The path begins with permanent residency. In 2023, Mexico led with 15% of new green card recipients, followed by Cuba and India at 7% each. Together, the top 10 countries made up more than half of all new permanent immigrants. On the ground in Texas, attorney Amanda Aguilar sees firsthand the struggles that migrants face when they first arrive.
I think that what most of my clients now are fleeing some sort of political persecution in Venezuela or Cuba. Also do not have a ton of resources to hire private attorneys. You have to make it to this side of the border to ask for asylum. And for a lot of people who are being persecuted, that is the only form of relief they would qualify for.
Asylum comes in two forms, affirmative and defensive. Attorney Hawk explains.
Asylum are two types. One is affirmative asylum. Those are for people who come properly through proper inspection. Properly means proper inspection through the airport. And then they want to seek asylum within 1 year of their arrival in the United States. That's affirmative. That's application based to USCIS. People who are crossing the border and coming here, what they're seeking is defensive. They're defending themselves when they're detained. And they're saying that, they're have a reasonable basis of fear that if they return to their home country, they may face persecution for many protected grounds.
The U.S. immigration system is also backlogged, with more than 3.4 million pending cases, with an average wait time of 4 years.
I have had clients who have been detained for 2 years, fighting it, losing it, appealing it, winning appeal, and then going back to the same judge and then maybe ultimately getting denied again. But they're willing to sacrifice 2 years of their life just to not go back to their home country.
The path is unforgiving. Desert heat, raging waves, criminal groups that prey on the vulnerable. And in 2022, nearly 900 migrants died, the deadliest year on record. Migrants themselves show the danger on TikTok, documenting the crossings in real time. CBP data shows most deaths weren't shootouts. They were medical distress and distress at ports of entry.
So I had a client who was kidnapped in the Darien Forest, which is the forest in between Colombia and Panama, forced to do free labor for extended periods of time. I had clients who have been kidnapped several times in Mexico, like more than one time in Mexico. And that is really unfortunate because a lot of those people were waiting for CBP-1 appointments.
Reports in recent years have shown what attorney Aguilar says to be true. Migrants are often caught in violence, kidnappings, or deadly accidents along the route north. While those who enter legally don't have to cross the border, they face different challenges. A single mistake on an application or a green card not being renewed can put even lawful residents at risk of deportation.
The law of the US can be a bit complicated for a new immigrant because we have state laws, we have local laws, we have federal laws, right?
Global migration remains a major force. As migration becomes more selective, countries like Canada, Germany, and New Zealand, which have eased skilled and family immigration, could gain an edge, while the US risks falling behind.
What happens afterwards? If people cannot come here, where are they going to go? And we have seen no one single country remain the superpower forever. It is policies like that that push out talents, and then they go and then they create, and contribute in some other parts of the world. And those talents are well received there.
From Washington to the Rio Grande, immigration is often reduced to just politics and numbers. But behind those numbers are people that had to make a life or death decision and come with a story. And now they face a legal justice system just as complex as the journey that brought them here. From Washington with Medill Reports, this is Angeles Ponpa.